LapinBoss versus EnTeee, Undead versus Orc. This is Turtle Rock, and it looks like we're gonna go ahead and get right into this game. EnTeee spawning in as the brown undead in the, we'll say it's about the 5 o'clock position. Gonna be going up against LapinBoss spawning in as the gray orc up in the 10 o'clock position. So yeah, we'll say 10 and 5. Yeah, because that's the 6. So yeah, I mean, it's maybe the 4 o'clock actually. But either way, so there's our game. If you want to check out another game of LapinBoss, we did do a cast versus him, me and Bidu, against, I believe, Thu. And I don't remember who won the game, but it was a very good game. It was a very good game. And if you'd like to check that one out, it's on the YouTube channel. I believe it's the latest cast, maybe number 142 or 143 or something like that. And let's go ahead and look at these build order strategies. We can see EnTeee is going to be going for a pretty much standard Fiend build opening. And of course, LapinBoss going with a fairly standard Orc opening. We might be seeing a shop going up at some point here in the early next couple of seconds. Maybe when this first peon comes out, but maybe not. Oh, never mind. He doesn't have enough wood. It's 30 wood. Can't do that, so I'll have to get some wood. Which means he's going with a late shop build. Not surprising, not on this map. There's so many options you have. You could, for example, come here and creep out the ogre right there, get the ward. You could also do it right here. You could just item creep these camps right here. You can just creep one of these guys and then just move over here to one of these guys, and then, you know, etc. You could actually come over, find where this guy is at, come look for his base, you know, maybe aggressively creep maybe one of these guys right here, and then, you know, do any number of things from there. Really, you can just do a really hard harass on this map, but normally what you see on Turtle Rock is actually the Blade Master trying to item creep up. There's a lot of good items on this map, especially this camp, these 4 inner gold mines right here. You can get the really nice consumables, that is the greater healing potions. You can get the greater mana potions. Not as good for the Blade Master, fairly good for the Shadow Hunter, but you can also get the potions of invulnerability. That's 15 seconds of invulnerability. So it's definitely some really nice items in the middle, and those 4 items are really good for the Death Knight. So early on, if you can get those items as the Death Knight, that's really good as well. I believe you can actually creep out this entire shop with just the Blade Master and a Grunt. So we might see that. Of course, he's going to come in here, probably sell his TP, grab a Circlet, and we'll see if he decides to do that. It looks like he's going to go for the Ogre, not going to go for the whole creep camp, going to keep that Grunt, just coming down here, scouting a bit with the Grunt. We'll see exactly what item he does get, and once he finishes creeping out this Ogre Magi, he can just run up back to his shop, and, well, it'll be done at that point, so he can go ahead and grab a salve. So he's going to go ahead and pick up a Claws of Attack plus 9. That's a wonderful item to be getting right off the bat for that Blade Master at level 1, plus 11 damage already between that Circlet and Claws of Attack plus 9. We can see over here EnTeee is going to go ahead and be able to creep out this green camp. Not going to be a problem just to creep that out right at the start, and actually really smart as well, coming down here and making full use of the fact that his Grunt will also be able to tank some, picking up a Circlet item, creeping this camp. After that, that does bring him up to plus 13 damage. It can also, looks like he's going to go for Ed and creep out this as well before he comes back to his shop, and that'll be really well worth it. It's a nice efficient creep pattern. We can see EnTeee now already crept out 1 green. Looks like he's coming over here to maybe creep out another green, and yeah, you can just see here again LapinBoss being very efficient, picking up a Claws of Attack plus 6. Are you kidding me? He's at plus 19 damage at level 1. This is maybe 5 minutes into the game. Holy crap, this Blade Master is going to hurt. We might be seeing a crit here. We'll see if he does crit. We'll see how hard it is. 128 damage at level 1 crit. This guy is going to be a pain for EnTeee this game. There's no doubt. Holy crap. Oh, this is insane. What a Blade Master. Oh, wow. So now we can see EnTeee coming over here. He's looking like he's at the shop. He's going to go ahead, and he knows, of course, there's a ward placed down somewhere in this area, probably right here, because he can tell the blue ogre is missing. He knows that essentially tells him a couple of things. 1, Orc is probably spawned right here, and 2, that the Orc knows what he's doing, and he knows that he was just right here. And that's going to be a little bit risky for EnTeee. One of your goals normally is to not be found on this map early on. As you can see, he was kind of going with an odd creep pattern, coming over this way and then over here. Not really your standard creep pattern, and that was essentially just to try to, you know, not be found by the Orc, and of course getting there with that ward. Going to go ahead and pretty much just betray his location. Now you can see he has pulled out the shop camp, but here come those Grunts. Going to come in here, and that Blade Master with the Boots of Speed now has a Cloak of Shadows as well. That Blade Master is going to hurt this game. And watch this, already opening up onto these Fiends, of course doing 40 additional backstab damage. That's just level 1 Windwalk. And now you can see EnTeee running away. LapinBoss surprisingly not chasing, but there's a Crypt Fiend right here actually coming in for reinforcements. Going to have to immediately turn around as soon as he runs into those grunts and that Blade Master. Now you can see that Blade Master is chasing the Fiend, and we can see the rest of this army right here going for these grunts right here. If you can go ahead and pick off one of these grunts, that would be really good. It should be in coil range there, and very nice it is. There is not a Nubian tower up, so this Crypt Fiend is going to die. Gets a deny off. Really well done by EnTeee. What a good player. Getting a deny off with the ghoul against the Blade Master. Going to go ahead and keep these ghouls into a hidden enclave right there that he cannot actually get that Blade Master to run into, if my words make sense there. And now we do have a gonna go ahead and dust on the Blade Master, revealing him. He has plenty of mana for more Windwalks, but EnTeee does just want to go ahead and back up and get close to this Nubian tower as it does finish right there, and he needs to be able to utilize that because he's only level 2 on the Blade or on the Death Knight, which means that he does not have level 2 coil yet, and level 1 coil is simply just not very strong, and it's not very efficient to be using. Up here we can see LapinBoss going ahead and sold the Cloak of Shadows. Going to go ahead and creep out the rest of this camp most likely, but he might just go ahead and do just the Ogre Magi. He might run away because that undead player is on his way and going to pick up a second boost of speed. Going to go ahead and run away with those 2 very low HP grunts. If those grunts were just a little bit lower, they could have died to a coil, but not going to happen this time around. And of course LapinBoss does get the second ward. Now we can go ahead and see that EnTeee is trying to go ahead and just get some experience, trying to get to level 3. I believe that was a Tome of Experience there. Holy crap. So now it's a level 3 Blade Master with the Tome of Experience at plus 19 damage. This thing is a beast. Of course, the boots of speed don't stack, but 1 boots of speed is all it takes to be absolutely ridiculous. Very, very fast moving. As you can see, is now down to 6 mana, so he's going to have to probably back off at this point. But this guy is just destroying EnTee's army, really, which is quite unfortunate. And here we can see the Shadow Hunter is running in now. It does have some healing salves and a Scroll of Speed. We do see it looks like a Bestiary, a Barracks, a Spirit Lodge, and a War Mill. We have all of those going up. It looks like a tier 3 build here for LapinBoss. LapinBoss can go ahead and pick up an Orb of Lightning at tier 3 for his Blade Master. And that'll put him up to plus 5 more damage. At that point, he'll probably pass one of the Circlets of Nobility or the Claws of Attack plus 6. You'll probably would just sell the Claws, but you'll probably keep that. Maybe pass one of the Circlets over to his Shadow Hunter and put an Invo Potion on the Blade Master as well as that Orb of Lightning. We might see that. We might not have to wait and see. EnTeee, of course, also working on tier 3. Being out tech, though, as you can tell, just so it's by quite a bit, but not a huge amount, I suppose. I mean, that's kind of contradictory. Oh, by quite a bit, but not a huge amount. No, it's a fairly large margin. We can go ahead and see a healing potion being used on this Death Knight, trying to get the kills on these grunts. Needs to get experience. A nice little block on that grunt. Not going to do much, but might be enough to kill it. And as you can see, it's going to go down. I don't think he got the experience for that, though. I do believe the creep got the kill, which is unfortunate. Going to go ahead and get a coil. Very nice coil on that Fiend. Of course, Frost Armor being used. A nice Frost Armor on the Lich before he gets hexed. And go ahead and see that coil going up. Trying to get level 3 as fast as he can on his Death Knight. Looks like, though, I believe LapinBoss actually got the last hit on that creep. It looks like he did. That's unfortunate for EnTeee. Trying to go ahead and get a nice surround on the Shadow Hunter. He might be able to take the Shadow Hunter down right now. You can see one of those boots of speed has been put on the Shadow Hunter. Nice. The Shadow Hunter goes down. Very well. Good play by EnTeee. Trying to deny the Fiend from dying right there. Going to go ahead and get us around on the Blade Master. He can move the Lich into position right here, and he will be able to get us around. Oh, the Blade Master is going to go down. Down is going to go the Blade Master very shortly. As you can see, he's definitely in a bad spot here. There's enough mana for a coil on the Lich, and down goes the Blade Master, picking up level 3 on the DK. Holy crap, what a good play from EnTeee. Wow, really well done. Absolutely amazing. That is how you turn a game around right there. He was definitely quite far behind. Gonna go ahead and just destroy EnTee's army, or I'm sorry, LapinBoss's army, despite being certainly behind. Now we can go ahead and see a Blade Master being taverned at the tavern right there. With that Raider, this Shadow Hunter, or I'm sorry, this Lich is in a bit of a troubling position. He's going to go ahead and get ensnared. There's not enough mana for a coil. This Lich could go down. Down goes the Lich. Blade Master getting very, very close to level 4. Trying to block him with skeletons. Doing a nice job. Very close to having enough coil. If you can get him down to 140 life, he's going to go down to a coil and just kill him. Oh, down goes the Blade Master. Really well done. Once again for LapinBoss, going to be put behind despite taking the advantage. Really, really well done by EnTeee. Absolutely amazing play. Holy crap. Just wow, that's really well done. I have to say it again. Amazing. And here we do see that Lich coming back out. Tier 3 is picked up for EnTeee. Absolutely wonderful play. What a treat. I wasn't expecting such a good game 1 to cast, but wow, I am glad this is the one I went for. This is really, really nice. And we can see, of course, that LapinBoss is at tier 3. He's going to go ahead and pull out the rest of this creep camp and trying to finish it off just with his Shadow Hunter Grunt and 2 Raiders right there. Over here we can see that EnTeee is down here getting his Lich back out. Of course, it's much easier to have Alter Revive a level 1 Lich, which is about 170 gold. And he's going to be probably going to stay here with the DK, yes indeed. Wait for the orb maybe? Nope, just picking up a Potion of Mana. A little bit odd. But I guess he just wants to creep a little aggressively, maybe creep out this, and then maybe run his DK back and pick up the orb once he has enough gold and just not waste any time there. Going to go ahead and go for the Destroyer Form research. Does have 3 goals on wood, and that's going to work really well. You can see he is going to get a really nice item there, whatever he does get. Of course, that Grunt taking a fair amount of damage from this creep camp, getting ensnared. Not really the ideal situation. Doesn't have a healing salve on the Shadow Hunter right now, so he's going to have to wait and back him off, probably pick up the healing salve on the Blade Master or something. And we might be seeing a 3rd hero from EnTeee right now. Looks like we could be, yes indeed, an Alchemist. Oh, now an Alchemist is quite an interesting pick, and we can actually see the Potion of Greater Healing being picked up as the second, or as the item from this creep camp. Now, putting that on the Lich as well. The Alchemist is actually, the first time I ever saw Alchemist 3rd for an undead strategy was when Fav was playing it, and there for a little while after, I believe, I don't know if Fav introduced it, but I believe he did, and he made it really popular there for a little while. And it's actually amazing. If you don't know what it does, he has basically an ability that allows him to remove 4 armor from a unit. It's called Acid Bomb. And when you think about that, the Orb of Corruption, you know how powerful that is already, of course. That's minus 5 armor from the Lich. So now you get minus 9 armor. This is a very heavy focus fire strategy. And I wouldn't be surprised at some point to see some tech upgrades, but of course, EnTeee is kind of running behind on economy at this point. He did take a lot of damage in the early game, but can go ahead and pick up that Orb of Corruption, pick up a Dust, getting very close to 50 food. He's going to keep some food, of course, a little bit of headroom so he can destroy your morph, as you can see right there. He does have a little bit more, but a little bit more food that he can go ahead and morph that second statue if he needs to. You can go ahead and see it looks like LapinBoss has thrown down a tiny great haul from the Voodoo shop, or the Voodoo Lounge. You can pick that up for about 800 gold. So it's expensive, but it's actually worth it because your gold kicks in much faster, and as long as it stays up. If this doesn't say, if that goes down, he's going to be in some serious trouble. But as long as he can defend that and keep it up, then it'll be just fine. The problem looks like, though, for him is that EnTeee is actually ready to push. He has 4 Fiends, 2 Destroyers. Burrow is on its way. And here comes that first Ziggurat. He might go ahead and break straight into 40 food. We'll see, or 60 food, which would be upkeep. Wouldn't be a bad choice now that he sees his opponent is actually with an expansion. Go ahead and see an ensnare and a frost armor getting purged right off of that Fiend. Go ahead and see how much damage, or how much armor that Blade Master is at, negative 3.8. Go ahead and see a Grunt going down. The Raid is going to take some damage, and LapinBoss's army cannot hold up to this. He's going to lose this expansion. There's really no doubt about that at this point. Here you can see Troll Berserkers are on their way. Going to go ahead and healing salve that Raider right there. But he really can't come in here. And now you can see level 3 on the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight. This is going to be really painful for LapinBoss to try to defend. He's just going to have to back off right now. This would be a time where it would be a wise decision to go straight to the Undead's base. Just to give up this expansion. If you try to fight this, you're just going to lose this army, or this fight, really badly. As you can see, a really nice burrow coming in from that Fiend. Maybe trying to go for the Alchemist might be a good idea, because of course you can't actually heal it, but he could pass a Potion of Greater Healing to it. Looks like he's going to do just that, pop the Potion of Greater Healing. And of course, this is a hero that doesn't have a lot of armor, but he has a lot of life, so that Potion of Greater Healing is very effective. As you can see, minus 6.8 armor on that Blade Master. Down he goes, just melted. And now you can see this Raider going to go down. Yeah, so taking a fight with this army, not something you want to do unless you know you can win, because you can die so very fast to this. You do need good items. You need a Potion of Invulnerability on your heroes. You need a higher level hero so you can get Hex. You need level 2 or level 3 Healing Wave. Something to really counteract is just insane amount of focus fire that they do have with the Alchemist right there in the army. And of course, with the level 3 on the Lich and the level 4 on the Death Knight, means the nuke is going to be absolutely painful as well. Picking up Healing Wave a second on that Alchemist. Interesting pick. Normally, I think you would see the other skill. I can't remember. I think it's Chemical Rage. I think it's a little better, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to argue with EnTeee. He's a very, very good undead player, as we've seen in this game. LapinBoss, very good player. Definitely can hang with the best players in the world, so don't take it as if EnTee's opponent here is just bad. EnTeee just did absolutely really, really well. LapinBoss is a good player, and what a game, you know? So it does look like at this point LapinBoss is definitely behind. He's going to go ahead and lose this expansion. That is about 1,000 gold loss, the way it's happened. maybe a little bit less because I did get to mine some gold, but only about 600, and that maybe is going to cover the cost of the peons, and that's probably about it. So he's still losing the cost of the item, but we can see that EnTeee has broken upkeep. He's trying to get to 70 food, going to pick up that ziggurat, bringing in some another statue. Looks like he's going to creep a red now. He knows that he doesn't necessarily need to come over here and fight near the orc's shop, because that's not really something you want to do. Ideally, if you can, just go ahead and creep up if you want to. You generally have the time if you can take out an expansion like that, buying yourself a ton of time. And let's see who's going to pick up that item. I didn't see it, but I do know now that there's a potion of invulnerability on that alchemist. He's about to level 3 in the alchemist as well, make him even stronger, give him even more focus fire, and yeah, I don't. Did the Blade Master pick it up? No, the Blade Master has the Orb of Lightning. Go ahead and see some bats coming in here. Going to not be able to take out either one of those destroyers. And yeah, you can see 1-0 attack upgrade on the destroyers and the fiends. The Troll Berserkers now. LapinBoss is just trying to take the fight, but he just, once he saw how large it was, he was like, or the undead army was, he knew he couldn't really take it. You're going to have to back off. This might be a good game right here. Going to go ahead and pass a Hex onto the Death Knight, trying to go for the Lich. Not going to happen, though, because he has been Invul Potioned. A nice usage of the Shaman from LapinBoss. As you can see, he did immediately purge that Lich once it went Invul. And what that does is it actually slows the movement of the Lich to nearly a crawl. It's one of the only things you can do to something that is invulnerable, and it's really nice. It doesn't get rid of the invulnerability, but it does, slow the Lich down, and that can be a problem. So it's nice, but in this case, unfortunately, it's just not enough. Using the Shaman, that was a good idea, because he knew at this point the only way he was going to really win this game is if he could go ahead and get a hero kill, and so having that Shaman out was actually a really smart idea, but unfortunately not going to be enough, it looks like. And of course, with EnTeee being up so much in this game, between the 2 hero kills he picked up right here, the decimation of the army, and then also the hero kill on the Blade Master after it had been taverned. I think this is round 1, and sorry, I was just responding to the chat. Yeah, and on top of that, taking out the expansion and getting that fight forced right there. I think maybe if LapinBoss had just given up the expansion, he might have been able to do something, but he was already quite far behind, and that expansion was just kind of a last-ditch, hopefully I can catch up kind of thing, and unfortunately it did not pay off this time. Of course, with that Alchemist 3rd build, it's very punishing. The Alchemist 3rd build, very, very punishing. As you can see, just how much armor. This is a minus 4.4 Blade Master at plus 0.6. Normally, that is just from the Orb of Corruption. So again, when you add in another plus 4, that's going to be another minus 8 or something. Absolutely insane. The Blade Master does go down. And yes, EnTeee definitely at 70 food versus LapinBoss at 16. This game is over, safe to say. And LapinBoss, of course, just trying to hold out as long as he can, hoping for a miracle. And with that Blade Master, it was a very, very strong Blade Master. Don't forget, that Blade Master was absolutely just massively strong early on in the game. Just insane. As you can see, minus 8.4 armor on that Shadow Hunter. Absolutely insane. It says GG timing. So what a game, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was game 1 in round 1. Of course, this round 1 is a best of 1, so LapinBoss does unfortunately get disqualified in round 1, which is unfortunate because I do believe he was a finals contender. But of course, EnTeee also very, very good, and what a display of skill from EnTeee. What a game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and we will be casting another game shortly.